Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross, broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas in the Gorilla Cross studio. I'm your host, Quan59, and we're going to jump right to it because we have a special MMA edition of Unnamed Sports Show today, and we have a lot of people in the studio, so we're going to get right to it. I got my co-host with me. He has not done a podcast before, but he does a lot of content on YouTube and other things like that, covers UFC, is at the PI a lot. My man, Matt.
What's up, Brazilian?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man.
You a little nervous? Pull that mic up a little closer.
I'm very nervous right
Very
now.
nervous?
Yeah, you got me sitting with a bunch of legends.
Some legends, huh?
Yeah, man. But excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. All right, and I have a returning guest in the studio. He's been here. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It was like 2 or 3 years ago last time we were in here, but four? Ooh, got Andre Ewell in the building.
I'm back. Hold on.
He's like, let me put those on in real life. Bro, how you feeling? How you been?
Great, man. In the camps, fucking killing it with, the champs that you're going to be introducing next.
Yeah.
So definitely back and happy.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Good to have you back in here, man. It's been too long.
It has.
So we're going to talk about what you're doing too, man, in a minute, and just where your career's been, where it's going, and all that. I got the man. He has a gym that's in Victorville, California. UFC lightweight, correct?
Sir.
Alex Reyes in the building. How you feeling?
How's it going, y'all, man? I feel great. Go on, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you got to come through. I know it's busy during fight week, so it's actually. I mean, I feel privileged that you guys came in, especially on a Thursday. Like, I know it's like weight cut day and all that stuff, but I appreciate you coming in, man.
Oh, for sure, man. It's a busy week, getting things done for my boy Bobby King Green, and man, thanks for having us.
For sure. And we didn't know he was going to be here. We had a feeling he might be. Surprise. And this is live, so like it's going to go out there, Bobby. But we got King Green in the building.
Surprise.
I
guess that's some with these motherfuckers. Surprise.
How you feeling, man? It's fight week for you.
Great. Get ready to cut this weight. So this is the the hardest part of the fight,
Yeah.
is getting past this part. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing.
How much do you have to cut?
I think right now about 12, 13 pounds.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And that's normal.
Yeah.
Normal
So that's
schedule,
normally what
nothing
you
new.
cut? Yeah. Yeah.
bad
Have you ever
enough.
had a bad weight cut?
Yeah. I've had bad weight cuts. Like when I was supposed to fight Jim Miller, they offered me the fight on 2 weeks' notice, and so I just tried to jump in the camp.
Yeah.
And I think I made the weight and everything, but then I went to go see the doctor, and all of a sudden I just passed out. One of my lungs failed, collapsed. One of my lungs collapsed, and then my kidneys failed. So yeah, I went in the hospital for a few days. But yeah, that's
Man.
probably the worst.
So you weren't able to do the fight, obviously.
Exactly. But then we ended up redoing it later
Yeah,
on, and
yeah.
I got to kick his ass, so it all worked out.
What was that? Was that 300?
Oh yeah,
That's
when we fought,
300.
300 when we fought,
Yeah. Man. So what's that like? I mean, you're in Vegas, you're here doing camp. What's that like working with Alex and Andre? How's that been?
brothers
And
are war.
How long you been working with them?
My brothers are war, You ready for the surprise?
I'm ready for the surprise. He had me nervous this whole time.
So this is my dog. We've been locked in for fucking 10, 12. I don't even remember how many.
Closer to 15.
Yeah?
Like that years, something like that.
Yeah, this is my dog, you know what I mean? And so Alex and I have always trained together. We've helped each other throughout the up and coming stuff,
Yeah.
He went and did his own thing, got his gym, and started going on with his brother and getting success over there. And I kind of started doing my own thing over here. And then we just started kind of finding our ways back to each other. And then this guy over here, this is my dog too. And like from the beginning, like we had a stand-up school, and I'm with my stand-up instructor now.
Yeah.
We first started with each other. He was a boxer. He wasn't even an MMA guy.
Okay.
He was just a boxer guy, And we grew up on the same team, and then we had this little team, and then the team broke apart. And so from there, we all kind of like just had a little. I would say I was the bad one because I'm like loyalty over everything.
Yeah.
And so I felt like they all left my coach, and I used to diss these niggas, to talk shit. And so I used to talk shit to them, like, fuck you, talk shit to them all the time, And I wasn't like I was like trying to put him down, but I was just like big brother in him, like, hey, you need to step your skills up to stay here in the UFC. You're gonna have to step your skills up. I want him to have success, But I was just trying to warn him for what's around the corner. I know this business.
Yeah.
And they figure out, oh, you're good at this. Then next they throw this crazy wrestler at you. They throw this crazy jiu-jitsu guy at you. They testing you to find out if you can hang around with all the different styles and blah, blah, blah. And so I was trying to warn my boy, but at the same time, I was kind of sticking him a little bit because you left the squad,
And he was
so,
sticking, right? But when I ended up seeing him too, because I promise you, it was we were at one of these fights.
Yeah.
And just know, I had my own bone broken. Just got done fighting Jonathan Martinez a week before, 2 weeks before. And so I'm in there, I see him. And I was like, I walked up to him, drunk as fuck. I mean, excuse cursing, but hey, I was drunk. Everybody in the crowd kept giving me beers, bro. So, so I seen him, and first thing came to my mind, I'm like, bro, I just want to thank you, because at the end of the day, he was the big brother. He was telling me, hey, you got to work this, this, and this. And I was like, I had a jiu-jitsu coach. He was like, that ain't enough. And I looked at him. You're right. So I was just like, and then the day, awkward stuff happened, awkward things happened, and I ended up by being that adult, by understanding like, hey, thinking that this is somebody I'm cool with or thinking that we're alike when didn't happen that way. And then that was the direction I shouldn't even went. And now I'm in the right direction where I need to go. So that's where we're at.
We locked in with each other now. That's my brother, and anything he needs, I got his back,
Amen.
I just wanted to because I was looking like as a dick or an asshole, but sometimes you got to say some dick shit to your
Sometimes
friends,
you have to.
and some real shit, and I call it check-in, where it's like, hey, it's me, we do it all the time with each other, where we look each other in the face and say, you need to pick this part up, bro. Your ground's looking a little shifty. You not.
Yeah.
And I just tell them straight up, hey, you gotta pick that up a little bit, And they'll check me and we'll check each other. It's checking. It's not nothing disrespectful. It's love at the end of the day. Nothing wrong with checking each other because that's what your brother's supposed to be for. I'm supposed to tell you.
You have to be honest too.
Yeah.
I can't have people in my corner that aren't being honest with me.
But that's what this world is, bro.
Yeah.
All these guys, they want nothing but yes man around them. You know what I mean?
Car salesman.
Can't have it.
Yes man.
Yeah.
It's
Car
not going to help
salesman.
you grow. It's not going to develop
Yeah.
you. You know, you're not going to get better. So we keep each other honest and build each other and pick each other up. And,
Yeah.
you know,
And just
that's
like
what
off
it's
on
about.
that, we all have our little stories, and like it builds off on those small little situations. Like, hey, if you're just gonna be telling me yes, I don't need that. Like, that was like one thing about my brother. Brother was always on my ass. Even if I want to fight, my brother was like, hey, you look like shit, bro.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, fuck. And then next you know it, I get a message. Bobby, you look like shit, bro. All right. So, that's like
Yeah.
one of those energy that I get like, all right, as soon as I get done fighting Monday, I'm back to training. Why? Because I look like shit. Even if I won, it could have been up 10 seconds. I could have did it in 9. Like small things like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of problems in the industry, and like I was trying to look out for my brothers is that don't get fooled. 'Cause they're car salesmen, they'll wash it and send it out. Yo, you look good. It looks good. They did no real detailing on this car, and they're not really just. A lot of fighters are dealing with that where they got these coaches and make them feel good. You look great. You look good. You look good. Like no, you need to go and have some real talks with them.
We've even seen that sometimes during a fight in the corner where we're all seeing a certain thing and their coaches are not telling them the truth.
No.
And they
Getting your
end up
ass
going
kicked.
out there. They end up going out there
All the
thinking
time.
they're doing something better than they're doing.
Thinking they're winning the round.
Yeah,
and they
and
step
they're
up
out there
a bit.
getting beat.
Yes.
How do you do that, Alex? Just being in corners and stuff like that, and just being a fighter yourself. How do you deal with situations like that where you do need to just be real?
You gotta be honest with them, man. Sometimes not the nicest way, or they might come across the nicest way, but at the end of the day, it's all love. Looking out for my brother, my boy. Like, hey, man, this is what we gotta do. Whatever the situation may be, you gotta find a way to tell them and communicate. Everyone's different. Some people respond more with a harsher way of coming across it, being blunt, straight across with it, and some guys need to be talked to in a certain way to help them understand what point you're getting across. You know what I mean? So it's knowing your fighter, really, and doing what's best for them. And what's honestly at the end of the day is being honest.
Yeah.
That's why he's the big brother of all of us. He got the coaching shit down. He know how to get the message around to all the different people. He can word it right for you.
Yeah.
I'm so cutthroat. Here. It's like this. I just shove it in your face. And they're like, oh, they don't know what to take it sometimes, He'll know how to word this shit,
And then it makes it funny too, because I'd be the guy that has to put a Band-Aid on shit. I'd be like, fuck. I'm like, don't worry, he cares about you. And then, go on. Don't worry, if he didn't like you, he wouldn't tell you this. Go. Hey, bro.
That's funny. Matt, you got a question?
Just happy to be here with you guys today. Bobby, like, how are you feeling with the weight cut, and like, what are your expectations for this fight coming up?
I don't know, bro. Like, be honest, I'm an artist. I look at it like because it's called mixed martial arts. It's an art, and so for me, it's about. I've always been this way. I told all the fighters, it's really not like because. The way this world works is so many fighters that come and they go. You need to make your stamp. You need to make your presence felt. Your presence felt in there. And how can I make them feel me and understand me, and where I can leave a certain imprint on you. Where every time you see that guy, you go, that guy.
He's gonna deliver.
That guy, But because you look at a bunch of names, you see a bunch of faces, you're like, oh, it's just a card. You're kind of like. You need to see certain names on there. Go that name right there. I know that name, and making yourself stand out. Marketing yourself, and so creating something, and that just goes in the cage and outside of the cage.
Yeah. How do you feel it's a great way to market yourself outside of the cage, like just in social media? What do you do?
I don't really be doing the social media stuff so much, bro. I can't tell you that. I just feel like it's got to be genuine. It's got to be genuine. You know.
Yeah.
If you're a good dude, be a good dude. You know what I mean? If you're Kobe Covington and you want to be an asshole, then be the asshole role. Try whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And you do have your own personality. You do, like, people know who you are. People look at you as somebody who's going to be talking junk in the octagon, which is good. Like, you have to have a personality to keep moving forward in this. So is that just natural, or is that something you've been strategic with? Like, I'm going to have this personality while I'm in there fighting.
I always did that stuff, bro. I always did it, if you look back at a lot of my older fights, I was doing the same thing. But a lot of people would get mad about it. It's like it finally started making sense all of a sudden, and then they were like, "Oh, I like it now." I'm like, man, I was gonna retire like 3 times already. Like now, like, hey, we like you now. It's like, hold on, you know.
They miss you when you're gone, right?
Yeah.
All right, Mauricio Rufy. This is a tough fight. Going into this fight, just what are your thoughts, Alex? Too. What are your guys' thoughts going into this? Because this is a good fight right here.
I leave it all to my coaches, to my training partners to help me get ready. They've been doing everything he does, you know.
Yeah.
They're great models and they can simulate what we need to see, you know.
Now, do you personally watch tape, or do you just leave that up to the coaches to watch the tape and emulate the fighter?
I really leave it to my coaches, and they do something. Like, I was just telling these guys the other day, I was like, that's why you've been doing that. Like, I finally watched your tape, and I was like, that's why you've been throwing that and that. I've been couldn't figure out why they were fighting like that, you know?
Hey,
certain stuff that they don't know what they do. I'm like, why are they doing that, you know? Oh, you were trying to get me ready for this, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I got what you're doing now. Once I watched the fight, it made sense. Like, oh, okay. That's why they were doing that. And so they're my bros, and they taking care of me.
And it's normal. He'd be like, "Be you." I'd be
Yo.
like, all right. Then get back to it. Like, hey, all I know is me and Axel are the best version of Rufy. I'm just saying.
That's right, man. You know, students of the game, you know, prepared. Bobby Sharp looks great. You know what I mean? And you know, fight's unpredictable. Anything can happen in there. But prepare for tendencies and make sure my boy's sharp and on point. And also with the leadership of Coach Sam, you know what I mean? We go out there and put it all together, and you know, you see as good as this guy is, man. You see how once he gets in that flow state, man, he's unstoppable.
Now, Alex, for you, how's it feel like being in a corner as a fighter? Because you still have that fighting mindset too.
Definitely do, yes, sir. Oh, man, it's awesome, man. The more touches you get, you know. Bobby got me back in the game from my long injury. You know, I had a stem cell injection that caused an infection in my spine. I was out for 6 years. And rekindled things with Bobby, started coming back together, helping out in camp. And this guy pushed me to get back in there, you know, started doing, okay, I'm going to jump in 1 minute round. Okay, fuck, I'm tired. Okay, go 2 minute rounds. Before you know, I'm doing 5. He's like, bro, you got to fight again. I'm like, man, you're right. Let's go. So being around the sport still, you know, I never left the sport. And it's an amazing feeling, man. The more touches you get, the more comfortable you feel around the cage, around the octagon. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's awesome feeling, man, to be a part of it and to see your brother go in there and go to war and have his back and be there with him, bro. It's something that it's hard to explain. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Alex, do you feel like
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you feel like you get more nervous when he's fighting than when you are? It's like being in the corner.
You know what? That's one thing I tell to most fans or most people in the sport. Like when I'm in there fighting, it's not nearly as nerves as when you see your boy fighting. You always get more nerves.
I get that.
You know what I mean? When my boys are in there, I get more nerves from my boys when they're fighting. You know what I mean? But at this stage, at this point, as much work as we put in, I go in there. I'm not nervous for my boy. We're locked in. We're dialed in. We're ready to go. He's ready to go. And all eyes are on him and looking to see what we can do as far as making adjustments going to the next round.
And it's crazy because just being a fan of UFC for so long, like, I mean, I remember watching UFC 1 and 2. My boy brought the tapes over right after they happened. And so we've been watching it since 96, right?
Yeah.
And so being a fan, but now knowing, having friends that are fighters, it's weird watching it when your boy's fighting. Like with Andre, when he would be fighting, bro, I'd be so nervous watching him.
Yeah.
Jamal, we had a UFC watch party in here during in January for Jamal's last fight. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows he's in the studio all the time.
Yeah.
So when he lost, like, it got so
more
quiet.
emotionally invested.
You got a personal connection with him.
But everyone's looking at me like, oh man, like I lost a family member.
Yeah, that was my dog too, you know. To see him go out like that, it sucks, you know.
Yeah.
So I called him after, you know, check on him and make sure he's good, you know.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like you got to take these opportunities, you know, and to live in those lights and to be someone for 15 minutes, you know, 25.
Oh,
you need to be somebody, you know.
Yeah,
like I dealt with Alex, and after going through that crazy back surgery,
I want to jump into that a lot more too.
You know, like it took a lot of mental work that we had to do up here to make him even believe in himself again, because he was going through so much to just my body's falling apart. You know, I'm getting older and my body's falling apart. So I just had to tell him, like, I took the Drew Dober fight. And I just got out of hand surgery, and Alex told me not to take the fight. He said I wouldn't do it, you know. I was like, listen, Alex, I think I was been out like 45 days at the most from
Yeah.
hand surgery. You know, I'm literally fighting 45 days after a broken hand and 2 bones. I had a cyst taken out of my wrist. You know,
You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
I'm fucking, I'm nuts. But I was just trying to show my homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Go,
like
go out there and who cares? Who cares? I want to see you because the only person it really matters to is you and you getting out there and not missing the opportunities
Yeah.
that we get. You know, who knows how long we'll be here? Let's go take these opportunities. So I was like, I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna take this shit with a fucked up hand. I'm still gonna fight this guy. You know, I don't care. Who cares? We'll still fight. You
Plus,
know?
it's a business, right? Like, this is what you do for a living. So if you got to get paid, you got to get paid.
yeah.
And if you got to take a fight, I mean, because all fighters go into the fight hurt. Like, if you're going into a fight not hurt, you're probably not training hard enough anyways, right?
I think everyone would say that. Every fighter, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the fighters I work with, they always like there's something going on. You know, it's never
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You just gotta push through it, like make it happen.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. My neck, my back. I broke my back.
Spinal.
Hey, he hurt.
Alex, I do want to get more into your injury because that took you out for a long time, and the fact you even fought again after that, after all that time being out and still being able to go back and fight in the UFC. So stem cell surgery
Yep.
or procedure,
Procedure, yeah.
usually is something you just figure like you do it, I'm gonna heal up with this, and it's gonna, make me better.
Yeah.
And it ends up giving you a major infection.
Yeah.
Messes up. It wasn't in your spine, your back.
It was in my lower spine, man. It started spreading up my spine. It went to my psoas. It went to my hip flexor. You know what I mean? It was the toughest thing I ever been through. You know what I mean?
And I
It's very
mean,
painful.
Hold up. I think we're missing some part first.
Okay.
We're missing some part. I gotta give you all the
Yeah,
details.
give us all the
First of all, he had to come in and fight Mike Perry, who was on a killing spree, on 3 days. Was it
3 days notice.
3
At the
days
time, it
notice?
was the shortest.
He's a
Pause.
55er to fight a 170 guy. You know what I'm saying? And then go through that, and then he had all the injuries continue from
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
I just
man,
need to
I was
let them
down,
know
man.
that was very important.
You know what that was? I got in 3 day notice. No one else wanted to take the fight against Mike Perry, and I was like, let's go. I'm game. I came out, traded with him, tagged him a few times. You know what I mean? And this guy's just a lot bigger. He
Yeah.
got me in the clinch and got a hold of me, mauled me a bit, but it was a great experience. Just let me know that's where my mindset is.
Yeah.
Man. I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. I'm gonna go in there. I'm not gonna quit. And,
Did you fuck your back up in the fight?
I heard it training. It ended up getting a torn disc, and then so I had a stem cell injection 1 round, and it went well. It started getting better, and I was like, let's do another round. It'll put you over the edge. We'll be back to 100%. The second round, it was just a bad batch. Just a bad batch, and the bad batch got me. You know what I mean? And deteriorated. I was on an IV PICC line, man, for like nearly almost 5 months.
Wow.
They're like, you're never gonna walk again. You're never gonna hold your kids again. You need to change careers. Why are you
Wait,
doing
they're
this?
saying you're never gonna walk again.
That's what they were telling me because my leg, I couldn't walk.
Wow.
For like 4-6 weeks, I could not walk, couldn't stand, couldn't sit. I was on a bedpan. My legs atrophied.
What's your mindset through this?
I just don't want to die.
Yeah.
At that time, and I just fight through it. And I was just telling myself, it's okay. My body's healing. It's going to get stronger. It's going to get stronger. So I'm having all these mental talks, and, the doctor had come in and talked to me, like broke everything down, give it up, son. You're done. This is what's going on. And I'm just like in tears. And I'm like, I'm not going to accept this. I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. Like, no, they want to operate. I'm like, no, give me the chance. Give me the antibiotics. Let me do it. Let me beat it. And I beat it, God willing, I beat it, man.
Hold up, Alex. Hold
What's
up.
up?
You just said, because you be saying a bunch of shit, Alex, which I think you should go so fast that you don't let the listener kind of catch up what you just said.
I do talk
You
fast.
said
You do.
a bad
good.
batch.
I mean,
what the
that's-
fuck is going on?
What's
I thought
a bad
everybody said
batch
stem,
of stem cells, you know?
Everybody says stem cells
Yeah.
the greatest.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can tell me I can get a bad batch? What does that mean? Like, we got drug dealers and it's like, oh, well, this weed isn't good? Or, I'm sorry. What do you mean a bad batch, Like, I didn't know you could get a bad batch,
He said he
you
gave
know?
me stress.
Man.
I asked for kush. He gave me stress.
Man, so basically,
And do they warn you of that beforehand? That
That's what
it
I'm
might not
saying.
always work, or it might
You know
be.
what?
a
That-
bad
Is there
batch?
a percentage they say, wait, this only 90%
Yeah.
this could work, or is this a 10% we can give you a bad batch?
Yeah.
Infection is a small percentage, right? But not, I didn't know about the bad batch. You know what I mean? I guess it occurred during the manufacturing process. It wasn't sanitized properly, apparently.
Wow.
And so I wasn't the only one. There was over 60 people that got this bad batch. And in this batch, the CDC found E. coli and all these other crazy bacteria.
Damn, bro.
Like I was one of the worst patients that didn't pass away. And some people
So a lot of people died from this bad batch.
I don't know how many people, but from what I know from the statistics, they said that I was one of the ones that could have died, but I didn't. You know, I think one person has, and other people lost mobility.
Was there
in
a
their wrists,
lawsuit with this?
their knees. There was a class action. You know what I mean? It was between how many people? 90 people, 60, 90 people. There was nothing.
Now, being a fighter, did you want to go to that office and just start,
Fucking people up.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
basically.
Yeah.
You're getting somewhere.
You know, man, I was pretty upset, because I went down to the office a few times.
Because not only ruining your career,
there's something wrong
potentially,
with me.
they could be ruining your whole entire life.
You know,
wow,
it
man.
did.
It's
It
You're getting hot.
did.
You're getting hot
It
now.
really
We're getting
did,
somewhere.
man. Like at the time, I almost lost my gym because I wasn't able to teach classes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My fighting career now just came to a halt. Life was changing. And it was scary. But I didn't quit. I didn't give up. I kept pushing. Had good people around me, supporting me. Bobby.
I'm gonna say this stuff because I just gotta make sure I drop the diamonds off. So this is the point: is that you could sue, yeah, you could do that stuff. You said be down in this office, but what was so much more important to him was getting back in that cage and having a career as a fighter. He's never got the chance to really get a fair fight, and so that was more important than trying to sue and ruin his name or opportunity. He just wanted to come to fight, and so he let all that pass just to, hey, I just want to fight, guys,
Hey, thank you, bro. Because honestly, that is the truth. I was like, no, I want to be a part of the sport. I want to be a part of this industry. And didn't want to go that route. You know what I mean? So yeah, thanks, Bob. I do rush along and kind of downplay things because I don't know, it's just who I am. I'll just brush over stuff like.
And dealing with
break
it
them
so
out.
long, I know that might even be hard to talk about. But where were you as far as okay, you might not walk again. It's life threatening to. I want to keep fighting. I want to beat this to get back in the octagon. What was that time frame like?
How long total before from sickness to fighting?
Just in your head of saying I could do this. I can get back to fighting. I'm gonna defeat, this disease or this virus that I'm dealing with. And get back in there.
So that was my driving force when I initially entered the hospital. I was still pretty healthy, decently strong at the time. And I was like, no, I'm going to fight. Doctors were telling me, no, I'm going to still do this. And then they went to okay, I'm really deteriorating. And it's okay, I need to fight for my kids. I need to fight for my wife. I just need to be healthy. I need to make it out of here. I need to beat this. I don't want to end up the rest of my life not being able to be mobile.
Yeah.
So once I set that goal, I got healthy. I beat the infection, cleared. Next goal is we're getting back in the ring. Octagon. Let's go. And so slowly push, lots of years of physical therapy and strength training and getting work at the PI and slowly starting to move around with my students. That was a big therapy. It's teaching, being in the sport every single day, and then slowly being able to shrimp again, slowly being able to throw across and rotate your body. I couldn't tie my own shoes, man. I couldn't put on my own pants, man. It was pretty bad. I was, my wife took
Shout out to Rosie, the wife.
Bro, she went through it all, man. She kept everything afloat. Was managing, all the back office paperwork at the gym and taking care of me. I just had my son. You know what I mean? Taking care of our newborn. And my daughter. It was a lot on her, man. And she's a great woman. I think most women would have left at that time.
And that's a big piece right there. Because most women, I got dropped. Right? And it's not even a death situation for me. And they left my ass. I'm like, what the fuck? What did I do? I thought I was a good man. But hey, but I'm taken now, so I'm good.
Hey.
That's all that matters.
I know you did come in here with someone last time.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Hurting my feelings, but it's cool.
It's all good.
All right, Quan.
On to bigger and better things,
Bigger
right?
and better
That's
things.
right.
Man, so you're trying to get another fight too, right?
Yeah,
You're not
man.
done.
So Bobby said, "Hey, bet I'm gonna take this fight with Drew. You're gonna take a fight." So we did it. Got me back in there.
Yeah.
It was just fucking a blessing just to walk out in that crowd again at T-Mobile, man, and be on that canvas. But I got in there, my whole mind was like to do this again, and I did it, but I didn't have the performance I wanted. And I go back, look at the drawing board. Why? What the hell happened?
Yeah.
Before, on the way up to the UFC, I was training with a different mindset. Savage, be the best you can be, be the best you can be every single day in the gym. And my main mindset was to make the walk again. I made the walk, but I didn't have that same mindset of I need to go in there and be that killer and pull that trigger and bring the fight to him. You know what I mean? Shit. So dropped that fight. They gave me another one. Actually, we were trying to get on the same card. And then he fought Manchester. I fought Australia end of last year. And things happen. I went to the fight with the respiratory infection. You know what I mean? So I was on antibiotics. And no excuses. Went out there and I threw down and we banged. We had a war out there that kept on going. You know what I mean?
Any other country.
I would say first round I got first round, second round he got second round. I was hitting that wall with that cardio. Third round I dug through and started pressing forward more, and it was a great fight. You know, I didn't get the nod. It was a good fight. You know, I got another one on paper, and I would love to get that last fight in there and take that experience I had and go in there and like Bobby said, stand out, get back. I feel like I'm finally back to where I was when I was on the way into the UFC, as far as timing, that aggression, that mindset. You know what I mean? And you know, God willing, I can get that next fight. You know,
and we say it all the time. Don't leave it up to the judges. I think it's every single card we see some weird judgment calls, right? Some weird decisions where it's like, how, you know? So
Quan, what'd you just say?
You heard me.
Don't leave
it
to
the judges.
You know, that should be. That's all. There'll always be some motherfuckers that don't be in the fights and stuff that say some shit like that. You know? Don't leave it to the judges. You think that I'm trying to? You think I want to leave it to the judges? Are we all just sitting there like, oh no, the judges will take care of this? You know, it's okay. No. Trust me.
What I'm saying with that though is we just see some weird stuff happening in these fights where it's like everybody thinks this fighter won, and these three people over here are giving it to someone else that it just never makes sense.
I'm just saying, when you say that means I know what you mean. Jump out there and go crazy. Don't leave it to the judges. Go crazy. You know, you'll win then, you know.
Yeah, I did it yesterday. Ended up watching it was Japan versus Russia in a boxing, amateur fight, and the Japan dude was dropping the Russian cat back and forth, but the ref was not giving out the little 8 count, nothing. Just get on up. And everybody's trying to figure out what's going on, why. At the end of the day, they wanted the Russian dude to win. Yeah. And he won. They overturned it, but still. It was one of those, So, I get you, Quan.
So, Bobby, don't leave it to the judges.
I'm losing to Quan.
If it's in the third, just start yelling my name. It's for you, Quan.
I can tell this fight is not going to go to the judges. It's not going to go 100%.
You don't think so?
No.
All right.
Okay. I like that.
Both of them are too aggressive for my opinion.
I got a King Green knockout in round 2.
That's what's up. There we go.
Yeah. And I think everyone on the show, on Jamal's show, picked you too.
They did.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah. We had Marab in here. I think.
Marab.
Yeah, Marab picked you. Jamal picked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people sometimes get kind of like, you're only as good as your last fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the shittiest fight in my life with Patty and stuff. And so now everybody's like, well, you're
and as a fan,
off.
that pissed me off because I wanted to see you whoop.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
I felt like I lost the Super Bowl because I knew everybody wanted me to get his ass, you know? And it just royal. This is my 51st fight. There's anything that can happen in these fights. And I think for the first time, I call it like a blooper or something, where I was going to hit him and he kind of kicked my leg and I slipped down, and kind of forced me into a shot. I wouldn't have shot in on him, And so now I fall into this guillotine. I fight out the guillotine, and as soon as I'm pulling out the guillotine, my leg slips down, and now I fall into a triangle. And I'm like, oh God, like there's no way that you could just fall into all of these things. It's just weird. Yeah. And sometimes it happens that way. You just got to understand fighting. You go, okay, and not taking nothing from Patty. He just capitalized on it,
Yeah. Yep.
What do you think UFC is trying to do, pushing you with all these new upcoming fighters? What do you think is their goal?
You don't want to ask me questions, bro. You better be careful with asking me questions, because I'll fucking give you what you're looking for. I'll give you some shit what you're looking for. I didn't know, bro. Like, I don't know. You can't tell what they're thinking.
Yeah.
I just tell people, I'm a nigga, bro. I'm a nigga. Hey, can I say that? Everyone
Say whatever you want.
Can I say it?
I can't
Said
say
it
it.
already, but you did.
It's just like this industry. You wonder why it goes certain ways and stuff. It just goes the way it goes, and you get what you can take. You know, like somebody. So I got an interview earlier, and they were like, "So, did you pick him out of a list of people? Because like some other people get list. I don't get no list. You get what they give you.
Yeah.
I'm just still getting myself a contract killer. You send a contract in. Oh, okay, that's the name. That's the price. All right, let's go. I'll bring back the money. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contract.
Yeah. We do have a question from our man Montel Ricks. That's how I met you.
Oh yeah.
He said there was recently a rapper on No Jumper saying he could be a pro MMA fighter but has no training, only street fighting. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because a lot of people think it's easier than it is because they're in the street fighting all the time, right? So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, anything is possible, Kevin. Anything is possible. Hey, but you know, everybody starts somewhere at the end of the day. And now the question is what you're doing, what's next, and then are you going to continue to keep doing it? Because, you know, like one thing about it, like our gym, Icon, we going to test you. If you saying you about that, we'll test you. You'll go up in there, especially if Bobby's there. He gonna let you know, like, hey, he'll let you know, like, look, you talk, like, you know, you're not gonna embarrass us. You gotta end up doing things. You know, gotta start from the ground up. At the end of the day, this is where he did it. This is where Alex did it. I did it. Like, you know, you have to work up. So,
Alex, do you get fighters in the gym that just, you know, new people that come in just with the biggest ego and you guys have to humble them?
Yeah, it happens often, man. They come, I want to get a fight, man. I signed this contract. Like, what are you talking about? Which promoter? Okay, I know that guy. I go, all right. Yeah, come on. Like, I got 25 boxing fights. Like, where? Okay, I find the street too. I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, come in sparring later. I don't see him the next day.
It's always like that. Like, it's always like that.
Okay.
You know?
Hey,
You
but if
get
you
a
can
text
hang,
message,
you
come
show up the
tonight.
next day, then you got something to work with. It's consistency, man. You keep showing up to the gym every day, man. And you can prove yourself and hang and be open to learn and to be humble. Man, we can work with you.
Yeah.
But if not, well, it ain't for everyone.
Yeah.
And, you know, and there's a good gourmet cook.
Speaking of 4 Extra, I was actually, when he said that, I actually challenged him.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, and he's a big guy, supposedly, you know, 200 something pounds. And I just wanted to show him that I'll get in there, put some gloves on with you, and show you a little guy like me give you a hell of a time. You'd be like, what the? I fight big man too, you know? And so I actually was one of the people that challenged him. And like, I'll come down and fight him, you know? Because I'm kind of friends with a couple people on No Jumper, you know?
Yeah.
And so they end up talking to I think the 170 pounder about it or whatnot. But anyway, the point is that, like, how do I feel about those guys? Like, don't get me wrong. Anybody has a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
You hit somebody, they can go to sleep, you know? But what I'm saying is, like, we usually have been built in this war stuff, you know? Like, they'll say they got street fights in the street. Like, y'all got fights in the street too, but we fight every day, bro. I fight more than you probably taught. I put more people down than you probably tied your shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how much we're into this. This is what we eat, sleep, and breathe. It's a little bit different for you to feel like you can come over here and take what we got kind of going, you know?
Yeah.
And so no disrespect to them, all love. And so I was like, bro, like they were talking about money and stuff. Like, listen, I don't even want the money. You can keep all the money. Y'all have all the money. I'll just go out there just to fight, you know?
Yeah.
Just have a good time, you know?
And people don't realize, because some of these fighters, like Brandon Moreno was in here, right? Like, I'm shaking his hand. He got a little soft handshake. And in my mind, I'm like, I feel like I'll be able to whoop this dude. And I know if I fought him, he would tear me up because he's Brandon
for
Moreno,
sure.
right? But, I mean, he's a little, 135 walking around probably. And what people don't realize is, like, it doesn't matter the size. If they know how to fight, they're going to whoop you anyways.
Bradley
Right?
Martin was another guy like that. Like, he does that sizing up thing, looking in the, well, you little and I'm big, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, Demetrius would come in here and choke you out.
Yeah.
When he spins and climbs up your back and goes all around
exactly.
you, like, what the? Y'all gotta get this guy.
It's a different game.
You know?
It's a different game.
You don't understand, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if it was MMA, where everything goes.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry to say it, but, like, we're talking about Fort Extra, which is a hood black dude. And I come from the hood. And so they all want to go toes, but as soon as you grab on them, usually they'd be like, well, Well, why you grabbing me? You know, like,
Why
you talking about MMA? It's everything. Anything goes.
Let
Whatever
me
you got to do to
stand.
win.
Yeah.
Was he specific about it, MMA, or was it boxing or whatever? Other sport?
No, he was saying he
said
could beat a
an
UFC fighter.
Yeah,
UFC
He
fighter.
said a
Not a
UFC
chance.
fighter.
Yeah, so now you're talking about our stuff.
That's a different
you know?
caliber on top of
That
just an
part.
MMA fighter. You know.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. We're going hands. And
Like
stuff.
talking about the best of the best, right? Like that's insane to me that
of
anybody
the
would
best,
really
sir.
think that. But at the same time, some people just say stuff to get clicks.
Yeah.
No,
So-
but I can tell he really meant it. He meant it. You know, like when it comes to black dudes, bro, we got pride. They'll tell you some shit, like, and they'll stand on it. You know,
Yeah.
die on that hill. And so sometimes you just got to sober them up a little bit. You
Yeah.
know.
Alex, tell us about the gym before we get out of here. You got that gym in Victorville, and I'm gonna come shoot, man. I was telling you I'm going to California a lot, so I'm always passing Victorville, and I just keep driving by because I'm like, man, this is Victorville. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I love to have you stop by, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been there 14, going on 15 years now. We're expanding. We're gonna be having over 2,500 square feet of mat space. We're getting a raised octagon in there.
Oh, nice.
Getting a whole recovery center, man. It's a state-of-the-art facility, you know, in the high desert, man. So we'd love to have you come on by. You know, I got guys that have been building in there. I got my boy Mike and my boy Dylan. Dylan's going pro. They both hold California state titles. So top-ranked amateurs also going pro. Just had them signed to our management company, Iridium Sports.
Okay.
So, man, we got a lot of good things coming out of the gym, and you know, our kids program's amazing. But nonetheless, man, I'd love to have you come
Cage
on.
yeah, for
down,
sure.
man,
Cage combat.
You know?
For sure. Now, do you get people from all around, you know, like the LA area coming through, or I mean,
Yeah.
because I know Victorville is not like a big city.
No, it's not. It's in between. You know, it's halfway between here and LA. You know what I mean? From Vegas to LA. So it's a good place to stop on the way through. We get a lot of people coming down from San Bernardino coming up as well too. And oh man, everyone's welcome. Come on through, and especially we've just gained a few new fighters joining the team.
Nice.
And so, man, I'm able to do what I love and pass on the knowledge and help, you know, give an outlet for our youth, you know, and help mold people in the community. Not just fighters, not just little ninjas, but
Yeah.
I focus on also character building for these kids. You know what I mean? Good kids in the
One of the
community,
best kids
hardworking.
programs.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's
yeah.
dope. And that's really important. A lot of people think, oh, it's violent. I don't want my kid in that. But it's like MMA has kept people off the streets, right? Like we see a lot of stories about where these guys would have been if it wasn't for being able to get in the gym and be under somebody like you and all these other coaches that are out there getting these people off the streets.
Yeah, it's just that guidance, you know. MMA, you want to be successful? It takes hard work, dedication,
Yeah.
sacrifice, you know, just like anything you want to do in life. You know what I mean? You want to have this job or career you want, you got to make sacrifices. You got to be dedicated. You got to be committed. You know what I mean? And doing the right things. You know what I mean? So we preach that to the kids, you know, and I like to lead by example as well through everything I've
Yeah.
been through, and surround myself with good people. Bobby, Andre, we're all hardworking animals in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Living good lives and doing the right things and being blessed. You know what I mean? So
So I got a house up in Alva Valley, which is about 20, 30
that's
minutes
right up
away.
there, yeah.
And so I'm up there training up there all the time too.
It's dope.
Yeah.
So come down there and get choked out with a smile.
And you come to Vegas quite a bit too, right?
Yeah. I got a house out here too. So
Okay. So
I'm
you're
I'm
everywhere,
always
man.
a
Look
little
at that.
here, a little there,
Yeah.
you know, wherever I got my business stuff.
That's cool.
it's a hard work, dedication, success.
Yeah.
You know, look at that.
Yep. Andre, what's next for you, man? You're still fighting. You're not in the UFC anymore. Are you trying to get back there?
That
Or-
I am.
Yeah.
That I am. Because, like, I got them. I don't want to be the only
Yeah.
one that's out. You know,
I
it
feel
breaks
that,
my
yeah.
heart that, you know, the little brother would be like, what the fuck you doing? I'm trying to get back. But no, definitely trying. It's been, like I said, like 4 years since I've been in the cage or going on to it. So I have a little upcoming fight March 28th. Barack.
Out here in Vegas.
Yeah, right out here in Vegas. Aliente.
I think you're fighting somebody that's on.
Neymando.
Who's his team? Is that
I don't even know the team. I just know that.
I feel like is
gonna try to wrestle.
from Michigan.
Yeah. Actually, I think
Mercy
so.
Lago.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that's
'Cause that's,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
something
so.
in there.
We're
So I'm
checking
not
it.
sure if
They
he's still
train Chaos.
recently.
They train Charles Johnson.
Who's
Okay.
Chaos?
Chaos Williams.
Okay,
You know
there we go.
Chaos,
Okay,
yeah.
make sure. I was thinking about
Same.
Charles Bennett. He changed his name to Chaos for
Oh.
a second. Now it's Felony, I heard now, or something like that. I was
Yeah.
wondering. Just okay.
Yeah. Now Chaos Williams out there.
Okay. So yeah, so it's gonna be exciting fight, already, you know, and for me making basically my return back to the cage, and from there it's just building and, you know, step by step trying to make progress. 'Cause I'm getting better. because they're making sure I'm getting better.
That's good.
Coach-
I mean,
Coach
like you
Sam,
said, man, it's
Marcos.
good to have a good team
Yeah.
around you
Facts.
to help out, keep motivating you, and being real, like you guys said. I think that's the most important thing that we have to learn from today's episode is make sure you have people around you that are going to be honest. Like me and my boy X, we started in the music industry, right? We had a lot of people that would be around, like telling other rappers, like, "Oh man, you're dope," da da da, but they weren't.
Trash.
And then if we would let them know like what they really need to work on, it's like, "Oh man, you're a hater," all that stuff. It's like,
Offended,
nah,
yeah.
bro. Like I'm telling you, you're bad because I want you to be good. And if you keep doing what you're doing right now, like you're gonna suck. And you're going out there doing shows, and everyone in the crowd is gonna tell you suck. And that's my fault for not letting you know you suck beforehand. If I say you're good, you know what I'm saying?
Trash.
Yeah, but that's the downfall right there is ego.
Yeah.
You can't hear anything else but yourself.
Yep.
You
know what I
have
mean?
a lot of people with a lot of
Some
ego.
people are that way.
Yeah.
You gotta put the ego aside.
Where's the fight at, Andre?
Humble.
Aliente Castillo.
Aliante. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. No, that's
yeah,
good.
I butchered
Aliante.
names. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
So he's
Don't
come back
blame.
these
No, we'll
last
be
few
there, man.
years,
We'll be
and
there.
I got the time to actually work with him. And hey, because it was hard to get him to hear me from way over there. Now, hey, we're gonna make sure that you're a complete fighter. You know,
Yeah.
I made sure I work from the ground. I'm like, oh, you already got these things going, but let's just add to you a little bit more. So I've been able to make him a complete fighter now, and really build him back up again. You know,
And if you guys haven't watched Andre, like he's one of the most entertaining fighters that's been in the UFC.
yeah.
Like
Throw hands.
he
He
throws
moves.
hands.
Oh, yeah.
The way he moves is different than anyone I've ever seen. So I really do hope you get back in it for sure.
that.
Yeah,
We will. We will.
definitely.
Doing the right cooking. What Bobby would say, cooking.
Cook it. Cook it. All right, King Green. You changed your name officially. So it's in there, King Green. Let's go through the card real quick. We'll just do 5 seconds giving our picks for each fight. First fight, King Green, Mauricio
King.
Rufy. What's that?
King.
King? Everyone?
King,
Okay,
yeah.
I got him too.
I'll say we'll put you in the
so
headlock,
King.
man.
Like I said, as a Brazilian, but I know.
Whether he's in the room or not.
Experience
Yeah.
talks, man.
That's my
Squeeze
boy.
the head.
Yeah. Amanda Lemos versus Lucindo.
That's a hard one.
That one is
That's a really hard
I don't
one,
know
man.
That is hard.
either. But
I'm gonna go with Lima.
It's Limos too.
That's
Got
a
on
good
there.
one.
I'll go with
That's a
Lemos.
very
Lemos.
even.
I don't know. I don't know. Draw. I don't know.
I don't know enough, but if
they're
I
very
have to make
similar.
a decision, I would say
Yeah.
Limos.
I seen
Yeah.
I seen Limos walking around. Yeah, she goes right there. Hands on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Lemos too. The man Jalen Turner versus Ignacio.
Bahamondes.
Good job, man.
There you go.
Because I wasn't gonna pronounce that right. I'm going with Jalen Turner, man. I
Jalen
like
on that
Jalen a
one.
lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a tough fight, but Jalen, 100%. It's gonna be a tough fight.
I say Jalen. He's had the tougher fights. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? More experience.
He beat me, so I guess I gotta go with him too. He's a tall,
that
long
mic.
guy, and he's tall and long, and it's very fast. So I'm gonna go with Jalen too.
I think it's be interesting though because he's also fighting another 6'3" guy. So normally he has
The other kid's 6'3"
usually
too.
it's
So
That's
normally
yeah,
these guys
yeah,
have
yeah.
advantage. They both are fighting guys that are shorter. Now,
I don't know much
now,
about the Bahama guy.
They're both, you know.
The Bahama guy.
For sure.
Nah, I feel like
You know?
Jalen fought more tall people his height.
So we'll see how they figure each
So
other
it's
out.
like
You know, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, because usually Jalen is like by far
He's
the
the
tallest
tallest.
fighter. in
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know when he got with Hooker, it was
And this is a great card for you to be on, bro. Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. Last minute, I think he had 2 weeks to jump on this fight with Dan Hooker breaking his hand. But I got to go with Justin in this because I just don't
I'm
think
with Gaethje,
Fiziev
too.
would even have enough time to, do what he needs to do to beat Justin coming off a loss.
Yeah.
Justin
I-
coming off a loss is dangerous.
yeah. I'm with Gaethje with this one. Granted, it's probably biased, but shit,
Yeah.
I fucks with Gaethje. So yeah, I'm with him.
Yeah, I think Gage is gonna win. It's gonna be a tough fight, and I think he's gonna be tested. But I'm pretty sure Gage is gonna pick him apart and just get the W.
They're definitely going to be throwing hands.
Yes.
You're a gambling man. I would say put money on Fiziev. You know what I mean in this situation, right? But I'm gonna have to go with Gaethje as well.
Yeah.
I fought Fiziev, and Gaethje's my boy, so I have to go with Gaethje. but they also already fought once.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Crazy fight too.
Gaethje's the person to figure your tendencies more and could change the game plan. This is how you're fighting me, switch it up. So he was able to, okay, I figured you out now, and he started leveling up on him. And so I see this going the same way.
Yep. And then the fight of the night, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Crazy fight right here. Can Alex keep winning? Can he keep that belt? I know UFC wants him to win because I keep hearing this John Jones Pereira fight rumors. Can Ankalaev get that title that he's been searching for so long?
Man, I think it's a good fight. I think he might have to try to get him to the ground to really test him there. But
why do you think nobody takes him to the ground or even tries?
Well, I was around him this week. This guy's a big, strong dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
And Roundtree, he just wanted to fight.
He understands distance and range really well. So you think it's easy going to take somebody down, but they understand range and distance that well, and they're popping you and sticking you every time you step in that pocket. It's a little bit harder. But I'm going to go with Alex on this one. But I feel that Ankalaev is going to try to get in there and try to wrestle him, and I think that would be where he would be the smartest thing, smartest key to victory, I guess.
But he's saying he's not going to try to wrestle him.
Then it's Alex.
That's
Going with
not
Alex.
true.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I was like, 'cause if he ain't
He's
trying to
trying to
wrestle,
just try to mix it up.
He might just be trying to
No.
say that.
because like I said, his
might
last
not.
opponent, he had the same mindset, and just thought about it. If he would have wrestled, we probably would have saw a different type of fight.
Yeah.
You know, and he was there to take him down. So
who you got?
Money's on Alex on that one.
Yeah.
I think Alex gonna knock him out.
Knock him out?
First round.
Ooh, first round
First
knockout.
round. Yep. Because Ankalaev takes a lot of punches, and when you go against a guy like Alex, I don't think I can make those mistakes. But it's just my opinion.
Interesting. Alex is one of my favorites, so I don't want to get on record saying that I would be betting against him or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, all his fights before have all been strikers. It's been to his base, you know? And when you said the UFC wants him to win, I think they got into a position where, hey, we're paying this guy a lot of money, and we kind of need to really test him a little bit. So they're testing him.
Yeah.
And as I watch his videos with his wrestling and stuff and him grappling, I don't know. I just feel like high level grapplers and wrestlers can see certain things. And I saw it. I don't know if anybody else saw it. Like, it's interesting how he's holding, how he's trying to stop the takedown. Like, this is going to be a problem for him, you know?
Yeah.
If Ankalaev chooses to go there. But I think Alex has this way of getting you to kind of lull you down and get you into just leg kick you, and next thing you're just standing in front of him,
Yeah.
bow, you sleep, you know? And so it also depends on how Ankalaev approaches the fight. If he's the guy that just pushes them and tries to smash them and to create and stop him from being able to use his combinations and using those kicks and stuff like that, I see the fight going totally different. I cannot pick against Alex because he's my guy, you know? Him and Glover are like one of the best Brazilians to me. They show me nothing but love. And I don't want to ever say like I was betting against you. All I'm saying is this one here, if this kid starts wrestling him and chain wrestling and he's not trying to fight you here, I think it's a different story.
Yeah. And have you guys seen them at the PI?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They both look really good right now.
I don't know, every time he
I
walks
haven't seen
by,
Ankalaev.
I didn't see Ankalaev.
I've
We ran
seen
into
Pereira,
to Alex all day.
Alex.
Yeah, I saw Ankalaev last week. And I mean, he looked good. He looked in better shape than I've seen him in a long time. So it's hard to pick. I don't think anyway it's gonna be first round. It could be. I mean, obviously
Talking
with
about the
them
Ramadan
throwing.
thing too. He's going through Ramadan, so is he?
So he did say that he is breaking it a little bit for the weight cut, which is smart. You know, you don't want to die over Ramadan. So, but he is breaking it a little bit. I don't know how that's going to affect you, but sometimes mentally, what they do with those fasts is so much more than what your body's going through physically that it's like you almost don't want to mess with someone that's fasting for Ramadan. I remember Akeem Olajuwon back in the day when he was fasting for Ramadan. That's when he was playing the best. And this dude's not eating or drinking any water on the sidelines, right?
survival.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says on survival.
Yeah. I definitely don't think it's going to be an early. I think we see a 4 or 5 round fight. But I'm definitely, I'm very interested in this fight. I am going with Alex. It's hard to beat the champ. And the way he's looked, and if he's healthy this time, because he wasn't healthy in that Roundtree fight, and he still dominated. So, yeah, we'll see.
Be a good fight.
Yeah. All right. Any last words? Any shout outs you guys want to give?
What's up?
He just likes being on TV.
What's up? You feel me? I'm
being on
back. Like,
TV.
okay, shout out to my little baby boy, June. So it's always end up showing love. Dad is on his way home after we take care of business, and then shout out to Fight Night Customs.
Fight Night Customs.
Because the sweaters, it's always keeping me warm, and I'm like hot. I don't know if you see my head sweating, sweat bullets, but yeah.
Bobby, any last words?
No, bro, I wasn't even supposed to be here. I'm just here.
We got it. Look, I surprised him. Like,
he was gonna sit on the couch. We're like, we got an extra chair for you, Alex.
Quan, thanks for having me on, man.
For sure,
I appreciate that, man. Shout out to my little boy Lincoln, my daughter Sophia,
Hey,
my wife Rosalie at home, man. All my students at Cage Combat. Shout out to my manager, got the base agency in the business, backing me, supporting me. Always looking out for me. Jason K House. And Sean Shelby, give me one more. Let's go.
yeah.
And then I got one more thing. My bad. So we have this couple fit. So you definitely, if you're up in Reno Valley, then anywhere close in the IE, it's a couple fit. Me and my lady are putting it together. So it's coming basically next Monday. So you try to jump in, join.
Wait,
now.
a couple
Let's
what?
go.
Couple fit, meaning
Okay.
getting,
Okay.
it's like, and it doesn't even have to really be a
You gotta
couple. It
say
could
fitness.
be fitness or sit. You're right.
I thought it was like
Yeah, my bad. Couple fitness. All right, you get
Okay.
yourself in shape. It could be you and your relationship, or you and a friend, or whatever the case is. It's just get in shape. 6-week program. We're here to end up putting you guys together. So that's what we are trying to do. Me and my lady. So
dope.
join.
Matt.
Just happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Just like spending time with these guys, it's a blast, and man, excited to see you fight. Yep.
For sure. For sure. We are out. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. And watch UFC 313 this
Peace,
Saturday.
guys,
Peace.
Let's go.